to continue, and there was a strong expectancy that I needed to complete that exam. And but they made it seem friendly, but it was something else. Like I said, I got distracted. Girls, came. One girl came, we started talking. Then she was supposed to be taking the exam too. She came, started talking. Then off to where the main area was, like I said, where all the big tables were, summer camp style with the windows, and it was dark outside. There was a hallway corridor, and there was rooms down there, like maybe 4 or 5 bedrooms. And when I went into the room, the reason my feelings are being taken because in real life that reminds me of something, but in the dream it represented something completely different. Um, and it's not a solid reason it should remind me of that, but it does. But they were like maybe full size beds with all white sheets and linen. The rest of the room was pretty much, you know, dark brown looking, whether it's because of the lighting or whatever. And in the rooms, there were men. Not in all, some were empty, but maybe the first room. And when I say men, these men in the dream were like you would feel like you knew but you don't. You know them but you don't know them. Like maybe co-workers or students, that type of no, you know them as part of a function and that's it. And there was like maybe 4 or 5 of them and they were all chilling in the first room, and they were very casual, like in their underwear and t-shirt, and these were very slim men, kind of to me gangly, but they had to be like, you know, young, like 19 to maybe 30 at the oldest. Then there was an empty room. Then the next room had a real heavy black guy and maybe another person. I don't remember if it was male or female. Again, t-shirts, underwear. Um, and it was just a feeling of just being comfortable and being at home for them. And when I say home, not home like you would be at home, like in your own personal environment, but being at home like you are part of an institution somehow. And in this type of institution, though, it was an institution not where you were being imprisoned or uh, being kept against your will. It was almost like an internship, like you offered to be a part of this. And and as a result, you lived that like that together, like astronauts would, after a while you're comfortable in your t-shirt and underwear. And in the second room, the guy was kind of big, black guy. And I don't know if later there was another, and when I say black, I mean very, very dark skin. There was another guy that was maybe my complexion, again, with dreads or whatever, not dreads, but braids. And, just casual conversation, come back out, laptop out there in the main area. And again, it's very woodsy feel, like a summer camp thing with in the room with all the tables and look like it's like a multi-purpose room. It had a kitchen attached to it, but it was like it could be the dining hall, the arts and craft place. And at night, like I said, I don't know who us were. I don't know what our function was, but we were testing and training and something, examining for something. And they were administrators. And so when I went back out there, this girl came and I started singing along with something that I was listening to on the computer. And when I got to a certain part, she was like, stay right there, meaning my voice had dropped low and she was telling me to stay at the low range. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I asked her, because then I remembered about the test again. By that time, it had to be almost midnight. I said, did you, because she was taking hers again for some reason too. I said, did you finish your test? And she says, no, no, she didn't. And I, did you? And I was like, no. And I was starting to go ahead and do it now. Then I got the feeling like She was gonna ask me for my answers when I finished the test, or either she's gonna wait till I finish my test the next day to see what the result was. Like, what was gonna happen when I finished my test? What was gonna happen to me? You know, was I gonna be carted off somewhere, given another assignment? Because I think she was intelligent in a different way. You know, I don't. I admit at this point I feel like I lack all intelligence in real life and otherwise because this world is completely unfamiliar to me. And I'm learning, but because, whatever I believe is to be true is definitely, or what I was raised up on, is the world is definitely not that. And, as I start to go on more and more, I realize my mom didn't really raise me, the system did, you know. But anyhow, and I say that because I went to school, I came back, and basically she cooked for us and just made sure we didn't do nothing bad. And she was raised by what she saw in the commercials, and the time the commercials saying, be good, don't do this, don't do that. So as long as I was doing those things, that's what it was. But yeah, so she was waiting, she was observing to see what was going to happen to me because she was part of this little test taking process. And I got the feeling again like the military would, but we would not dress in military clothes. So it's some faction of some government thing or whatever, institutionalization. Like the military is that too. It's an institution, churches, workers, all of that is an institution. Um, I got the feeling like this is something that we were proud to go to do, and we had to pass all of these tests. We went through the first phase of a bunch of interviews and preliminary tests. Then they wanted to see what we had inside of us as far as what our responses and things were. So she was watching because she wasn't sure, like she's for some reason her intelligence her told her, hey, I need to see what's really going on. So she wasn't going to try to finish the test, and I was going to try, but it wasn't happening. And it's a classic case of what happens in my life because God is prevalent in my life. And it's a classic case of that because like she had her own personal wisdom to be like, let me see about this. Me, I just wanted to please people, so I was going to keep doing whatever it was that I needed to do. And it was scary because when I look at it from the outside, looking in, looking into the dream, it's like it's very real about how my real life is. Like I'll go ahead and I want to please somebody else, so I'll blindly do whatever it is they ask me to do without taking in consideration, making them accountable for what they do or do not do, or researching them. And so, but it is God or whatever power that be steps in and makes it so I procrastinate. I think it's me procrastinating doing it, but really I'm being held back because it's a reason, you know. And I don't know if that's making sense to you all, but I'm being held back intentionally, not by any physical person, but by the Spirit of God or whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is that's greater than us. It's just like, okay, I don't want this to happen right now. And she doesn't, like I said, God protects fools and babes. And for a very long time, I've been both. I still am with a little bit more of a jaded attitude, but I'm still a fool and a babe. And so it's like it's like the equivalent of a child having something potentially dangerous in front of them, and the parent, God is watching, and he's cooking and doing all these other things. But if he sees me come too close to it, he's going to run and grab it. And that's what happens in my life. So I think the real world in your dreams, and what has been, what will be, and what is, it's all kind of tied together because in our dreams that we have nocturnally or whenever we sleep, whether it be at night or during the day, um, it is subconscious. I mean, it takes from, your life and your real world experiences. And what it also does, it projects into, your expectations sometimes. And, to be honest with you, not even your expectations, because like I said, a lot of my dreams, I do see the connection between them and real life, past, present, and future. But these are things I don't even think about. But again, not consciously, but maybe subconsciously. Like I said, the last dream that I had, I was like, whoa, that was pretty deep. Woke up and immediately the first thing that I happened upon by mistake, I just was this true crime thing of where this this mystery of, something where a whole family like that was involved. So yeah, but all of it's connected, and I want y'all to know and believe that, um, it's connected in a tangible as well as an intangible way. Our physical world and our environments and our experiences create the seeds for our dreams, the foundation for our dreams that we have when we sleep. And then when we wake up, there is kind of a supernatural subconscious thing too, where it's a knowing. Your spirit knows, and you know it's connected because history, just your life repeats itself over and over again, and it's a repetition, but in a different way. Um, okay, my time is up again. Can't adequately explain it, and maybe later on I will, maybe I won't, but that's what it is. Interpret it as you will. Thanks.